told 2 weeks before they're getting married. She didn't like her hair. I would kind of freak out
Yeah.
too. I wouldn't like that. But I thought she thought the idea was really nice. And even reading his note, I was like, oh, his note is so sweet. And hers was sweet,
Yeah.
but it was like his was very, very,
Yeah.
yeah. He seems like a sentimental guy to me.
He does. And I was not expecting that from him at all, based off of how they showed him in the beginning, like very regimented, and he just didn't seem like
Also,
that.
they told us what his sign was. I don't know if you heard that.
Oh yeah, he's me.
He's a Gemini.
Yeah. Which I
Yeah.
kind of liked,
Mhm.
and I wasn't expecting him to be a Gemini at all, based off of how he was
Agreed.
just, yeah. But that should be interesting, because I feel like, and she's a Capricorn, which I wasn't expecting. I thought they were going to be switched, to be
Yeah.
honest, if I had to
Yeah.
choose. But honestly, I think that's good. I mean, I don't know. I really kind of like them together based off of their interactions. I kind of liked it.
They're my second favorite. I have a feeling that this is gonna weirdly work out. As long as
Yeah.
he stops his 3 hour a day working out, for some reason I think this is gonna I think he's the one who works out 3 hours a day. I
Yes,
think
he does. Yeah.
that's gonna have to stop. But I have a feeling this one will work. Let's see. Oh, I did say that she seemed a little bit high maintenance when she was going through
Yeah.
happening, but I think it was just kind of the nerves, and
Yeah.
I feel like as soon as it's turned into herself, which is what she would want.
Yeah. Yeah. I think honestly, there were parts, and I think I wrote this down, that I liked, because I didn't realize that she needed time to herself. And so when she said that, or I think her friends and family were saying that on behalf of her, I'm like, oh, okay. So if she needs her freedom, and he, also needs his freedom, obviously, then this could actually work out. Um, so yeah, I agree. I'm only slightly concerned.
Was she the one who said when he asked her her biggest fear that she said that was yeah
Yeah.
struck me bad. I was like, oh, because I didn't write it, but I'm like, was this her? It was her when she said that her biggest fear is that she'll fall in love with him and he won't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is
Yeah.
this some weird foreshadowing? Did she just fall in love really easily? And then he's like, no, because that's a lot of Gemini energy.
It
So
is a lot.
I'm like, that's scary. But he seems so dedicated. I think he would want to feel that. I just don't know if that was like a piece of insecurities that really will come out, which is I'm scared for her if that's the case.
I was a little nervous about that as well, but I think it showed a lot of what is it, like, just self-understanding, I guess, in the sense that she understood that that's something that she would be concerned about. He was definitely taken aback, but I think he also appreciated that honesty. um but I also think that even though she said that and she might fall in love quickly in all of her other relationships, he does seem like he's very dedicated and committed, and he kept reiterating that. So I think that no matter what, he's going to be dedicated to her, and eventually he may fall in love with her. But I could see her definitely falling in love with him first, and then probably freaking
That's
out
okay.
about it. Yeah, and that's fine. Kind of like a Woody and Amani situation, and then he's going to have to kind of just like, you know, get with it. But it might take a little bit. But I think he will. He seems so sensitive, and I was not expecting that at all.
He has some other things going on in his chart.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, because I was shocked when I was like, Gemini, what is this?
Yeah,
He does.
yeah,
He's very soft and sweet. I just
yeah,
hope it translates to the type of sweetness that she needs or whatever she needs to feel secure. I was a little bit scared when she said that, but other
yeah.
than
It
that,
was too.
everything was really cute. I thought it was cute that they were like talking while they were supposed to go on their first dance. They were like talking and not paying attention. They just seemed very into each other early.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and also like a bit of a friendly. It's more friendly than
yeah,
like the next people. They were a little weird. We'll get into them, but they were a little strange, and it was
yeah.
really making out. It was like really weird. But this seemed more like, oh, we're homies, but hopefully that translates. And I think it will. I think those are the best type of
Yeah, yeah, and that's what Gemini's like, to be honest. So it's like friends first, and then more so romantic. I also thought it was so nice. I mean, this happened later on in the episode, but obviously they were like, calling for the bride and the groom to like do the dance, and they were too busy talking. They didn't even understand that they were being called up. I don't know. Did you catch that? But
I was
um, yeah, but I thought it was cute. I'm like, okay, then they're obviously having conversation. They like each other's vibe. I like that. I like them. I like them so far. I'm really excited to see their journey.
me too. They're I have a strong feeling they're gonna work. They're my second.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was all I have for them. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, and her fears. That's it. But
Yeah.
the next couple is Eric and Virginia. I just want to say before, I don't know if you watched the last episode with the bachelorette part. Did you watch it?
With the bachelorette? Yes, yes. With her puking because she was too drunk.
Again, this feels like a foreshadowing moment of like, is this how she's gonna be? Because that is not gonna fly at all. I feel like she's gonna get drunk and be crying everywhere and like, where's my husband? He's gonna be jet setting somewhere. It's gonna be horrible. I see things going up in flames.
Well, I think that the matchmakers put them together because they thought, okay, she has her family, her friends here. She doesn't necessarily need somebody to be around her all the time because she has other ways, to just be engaged and, just hang out and things like that. She doesn't need to have her husband with her up under her the whole time. But I don't think that they considered her maybe like neglect or the issues that she talks about in terms of feeling like, what is it? It's not like daddy issues, but she said like fears of people leaving her, like things like that they should have considered with the pilot who's jet setting. So even though she has her family and friends, obviously she wants that romantic person to be around her all the time and to be with her when she's hanging out with all these people. So yeah, I don't know how that's going to work out. She's also 26. A lot of 26-year-olds are not like her, but a lot of 26-year-olds are like her, where they're constantly out drinking, and she's kind of she does a lot. She does a lot, So between puking at her bachelorette party to, it's probably in the morning time when they were getting married and she was taking shots, multiple shots. Her friends had to remind her to eat.
Yes.
Like, these are things like, if you're grown, like, yes, I'm trying to get, a little tipsy for my wedding, but I'm also going to be responsible because it's the first time I'm going to meet my husband. And she was just like, yeah. What?
I just think she has this like very jovial energy, which is not
which is fun. It's fun for someone else, not
fun.
it.
I think it's gonna be fun for 2 weeks. That's what I think. But even like seeing her with her purple eyeshadow and her purple nails, I was like, yeah, this is very much like JoJo married. Like, it was very much like this 15-year-old's going to get married and it was just strange to me. The whole thing was weird. My first note was literally why in all caps. I was like, what? Like, what is I understand like this guy is very regimented and has this life, and he was divorced. So maybe this girl could bring some fun out of him. That's the only thing I get. Other than that, when she was like, "Oh, our lifestyles match," what parts of your lifestyles match? Like, what part? Because she said because she likes to travel, but it's like he's traveling for work. So I don't know if that's gonna. I don't know how that's gonna play out.
It's not. It's not going to play out. It's not going to be good. The way her mom, like, she was at the bar by herself, and the parents are looking like, are you going to introduce yourself? Are you going to, okay? So weird.
They looked like nice people. They just looked like they wanted to speak to her, and it just, I don't know. That was very strange. I did say when she was walking down, when she was walking down the aisle, it was nice. He looked at her like so excited. He looked very excited that it was her. And they seemed like sweet at the aisle until she just kept giggling. She wouldn't stop giggling. And I'm like, this is a wedding. This isn't, I don't know.
Some people react nervously different. So, I get that, but it was just a little strange. I think that's probably
really strange. But then he also has a bit of, he's obviously, he has some quirky energy. So I'm like, maybe this, because as soon as they start taking the pictures and they're kissing, and I'm like, I have a feeling they're going to be intimate first. I think they're going to be intimate early. I think they're going to have a good 2 weeks of like this whirlwind thing, and then he's going to burn out. He's going to be like, I'm too old for this. And it's not going to work.
I don't give him 2 weeks. I think they're going to have issues at the honeymoon because she's not going to stop drinking. He's not a drinker. He literally talked about it in his bachelor party. Like, oh man, like, I hope my wife is not doing this. That's not his thing. So she's going to want to.
He seems a little bit like a tolerating type of guy. I think he's going to try to tolerate it for a little bit. That's why I'm saying 2 weeks. But
I think tolerate it for maybe 2 days. He had the wedding and probably the next day. Then when they travel.
Right after, that's tough.
Yeah. When they start travel, when they go to Mexico or wherever they're going to travel to, he's going to be like, I can't be, because you know how people are when they're on vacation, they really want to drink, right? It's different. So she's going to be like, boop, boop, and he's going to be like, yeah, I'm not really, and he might have a conversation, be like, how often do you drink, just to see how compatible they really are. And he might have an
Every
issue.
day.
She's going to say something, and I can see that being an issue. Yeah, that was just a weird wedding. And I was so surprised. Honestly, I was getting like child bride vibes when she
Yes.
was walking down the aisle. And I mean, I feel bad saying it, but I was getting that. And I was worried that they weren't going to be attracted to each other. And then when I noticed they were attracted to each other, I'm like, okay, this is good. I was not expecting this. But then I also wasn't expecting them to continuously make out throughout the whole entire time. And I could tell he was liking it, but then he also was kind of like shy about it, and she was not. And that part was kind of odd to me.
That's why I'm thinking that they're going to be intimate early. Again, I'm not saying it's going to work. I just think
Yeah.
they're the ones who the most seem like they wanted to jump on each other. And I don't know why, but we'll see. I have a feeling that it couldn't even be the first night. Like, I see something really happening with them. And he wakes
He
up the
might
next.
not.
I mean, maybe.
I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to do it because he claims to be this conservative guy, and he knows that this is going to be on TV, and his parents are obviously very conservative as well. So he's probably not going to do it to be like, I want to respect you. And also that might make her kind of get a little upset, just because I can see her being like, why doesn't he want to, be intimate with me? And I could see that also maybe even causing something. But
if he does push back from her sexually, I think she'll be very upset.
Yeah.
Turn into like a "why do you hate me" type of situation.
Yeah. Oh god.
Like, and they're from Georgia. She just gives me like this Southern sorority girl energy. It's just chug, chug, chug. But you're 26 now. It's just not. We can't do this anymore. But I feel like 20 years old at the frat house, and it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I really wonder why they didn't think to put him with someone who was a little bit older, but who had the same thing. I mean, I'm sure that there's plenty of people in Atlanta, women who are in their 30s, early 30s, who have their core friends, who also, want somebody who, is not up under them all the time. Like, I'm sure they could have found this person.
Well, like you said, I think this one is a show one for sure.
Yeah, they definitely
personality where I'm from, they're in Atlanta, so I'm from Georgia, so all my family lives here. I have a friend group. I'm independent from you, and you can go do. Those women exist, especially in their early 30s, like you're saying. They exist.
Yeah.
They applied for the show. It probably just wasn't going to be as entertaining with them.
Yes. Yeah. This is definitely an entertainment couple. Very odd. I don't think they're going to work out at all. I think they're going to be entertaining, but I also feel like they might not even make it to the end. They might be like the Olivia and
if they have to go into an apartment together, which I assume that they're going to do like they normally do, I think he's going to leave.
Yeah, I think they're going to have issues for sure. I don't see them being together long.
I feel like that's a new thing within the last couple of seasons, because I feel like before people would just stick out the 8 weeks or however long. Now people are just like leaving the apartment.
No, people were leaving early. Yeah, in the early seasons. Early seasons, people were leaving. Even I want to say the first season, people were leaving. Yeah. At least one couple, I think they left earlier before the 8 weeks. But no, they leave. There was one who left during the honeymoon. They were like, I'm over it. So it happens. I don't see them. I barely see them like in an apartment together. Like, I don't know. I can see
that part's not going to last long. Because like you said, Mexico or wherever they're going, that's what, a week? That's a week long?
Yeah.
Yeah. So by then they'll have known each other for like 9 days. No, it's on the way out if they even made it through Mexico.
Yeah. So. And you know what I'm thinking? I think this is probably beneficial for the couples, but over the last couple of years, Married at First Sight has now introduced the couples together, so they're not doing individual, experiences. And that can be beneficial for the couples, or for, the girls and the guys to talk, and for them to kind of get feedback about each other and about each other's couples. But my concern is that with a girl like Virginia, who is young, who I think may need that reassurance, or might take that feedback or advice or perception that other people have to heart, and people are like, yeah, I'm not sure, she might really feel that, and it might cause issues within the relationship. Because I don't see, what is the girl's name who wants to have 5 kids, whose wedding is next week? But between like her honestly, between
Oh, yeah, I forget her
I
name.
forgot her name and Clara and even Brie, I could see them being like, yeah, I'm not sure about you and your husband. And I could see, that causing some issues in the relationship because she was probably going to be insecure about it.
I'm just thinking if I applied to this show and I got chosen to be in one of these jokey couples, I would be so upset.
Yeah, I'd be upset too.
I would be so
Because
upset.
you really thought you were going to be in something. And then
I can't. Because and I get it. Like we talked about this before, but the girl who was a twin and her husband,
yeah,
everybody can't be like them because they were so boring. They were very nice, and of course they were going to make it, but you can't make a show with 5
off of
couples.
that.
So I get it, but it's like at least try to make them match a little bit. Like if you want to pick someone like Virginia, pick somebody who's like 29 then and maybe is a little bit more serious, but not this much older, this much more experience, has been divorced. I just think
it was a stretch. It was a stretch.
Don't cause drama, but like this is like you're giving them a zero chance. There's no chance that they're gonna make it.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. I don't see it. I don't see it. But I guess we'll see. Maybe, it's us.
Remember, was it last season the girl with the red hair?
No, it was 2 seasons ago in Charlotte, but they worked out.
I never thought that whole time they fought the whole 8 weeks. I didn't think they were going to work.
Yeah, but they did work out. I was worried about, but you never know because even the girl, and I'm not going to say what you called her, but the one with her and her, I can't remember her name. I just remember what you called her.
Oh no!
With the really cute guy who then she was upset because
yes.
What was her name?
Her name was Katie.
Katie.
I think his name was Derek.
Yeah, and I thought that they could work because she seemed like she could be obsessed with him, almost like this couple. It was kind of like that situation.
They were the first ones who were intimate. I remember that. They were the first ones on the honeymoon. I'm just saying, I think something could happen there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they might be the surprise. If any couple surprises us, it would be them, I would say, because they're like, to me,
it's total opposites. They're
the worst. They're the worst chance for me. The other couple who's hasn't had the wedding yet, the guy who plays video games, I don't really for them too much, so I can't say.
I don't see that working either, to be honest.
This one I feel like is worse than everything. It's just
the worst.
It's pretty bad. So
yeah, pretty bad. Well, we'll see.
We'll see about them.
Yeah.
And our last one for this one was Vincent and Brianna. Now, this I think is both of our favorite couple.
Yeah, they're cute.
Both so cute. I love her personality because she's clearly type A. She likes it, which is totally fine because I don't think she's not bratty. She's just a little bit like I like things how I like it. And he's so mellow. He's like a teddy bear. I want to pinch him. And they just, as soon as they saw each other, I was like, yes, because I liked when they saw each other. I just felt really good energy. I loved it.
Yeah, you could feel the energy. I was a little worried that she wouldn't be attracted to him, but I was so happy that she said she was. And then when she said that kind of made me feel a lot better because you could feel the connection. You could feel that they were comfortable around each other. He has like some type of swag, which I think that she likes. I love his voice.
Yes.
I think they're cute. I'm excited, and I hope that they work out. I could see them maybe having similar issues as like a last season Miles and Karen, but I feel like she's not as hard as Karen or how Karen was perceived.
No, I think she's particular.
Yeah,
but I don't think she's gonna want to like not implement a new life with her husband. That was Karen's issue for me. It was like Karen wanted things the way she wanted it. This girl, I feel like she will. Who knows? Once they move in together, people are a little bit different. But I think a really, really good start. I thought they were and very attracted to each other, like you said, which was good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
He's interested in his culture. Like it just seems like they want to put their lives together. So that's really
yeah. I really have no concerns. It's like they were just cute the whole time. I was just watching them like, this is cute. Like I like this.
I agree.
I hope it works. I'm a little concerned about how she is not in a relationship, but I guess I'm kind of concerned only because she was talking about how she never been with the man before. And I mean, that's not that big of a deal, I don't think.
Never what?
she never lived with a man before, lived with someone else. And her mom was like, you live with your sister, but it is different, but it's not that big of a deal. And I think I'm more so concerned with her being that like type A, and if she wants things to be a certain way. And he seems like he's more just down to earth. I was also happy that when he told her that he was an entrepreneur, and she was like, oh, I like it. I was a little worried about that at first because I know she wanted someone who made more money than her. Yes. We don't know how much money he makes. And in the past, like it probably stopped about 3 seasons ago, but they actually discussed finances, how much each other makes, how much money they have in terms of debt. And they stopped doing that a couple seasons ago. So we really won't know who makes more. Well, I guess we could, because Olivia did tell, I forgot that guy's name, who was a jerk in the last season, that she made more money than him.
Yes. So I think they might vaguely just say like who
talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else about them? I just like them. I don't know.
I thought their vows were so cute. And just I love their chemistry. It was just there right away. And he seems like he's going to be a very dedicated husband. Like you said, I love the thing about his company, because that's what he said broke him and his last girlfriend up. So it seems so sweet. She just
Wait, was that him? Was that him, or was that the other guy? It was him? I thought it was the other guy that you don't like.
Everyone's after him for the money. That's a whole other.
But he said the first person he was engaged with, I think, he didn't have money, so they broke up. And then this one he thought was something like they had sex too quick. And
yeah, that's it for Vincent and Brianna. Then we got a little. Oh no, we still have some other stuff. For first dances, I said I felt very sus watching Eric and Virginia on their first dance.
Yeah, because they were like cuddled up in each other. It was just.
And then by this point, like her eyeshadow was half off. I'm like, I'm not into this. She was drunk. I'm like,
she was drunk. And you know what?
Daughter dance. I was just like, what is happening? Like
It did look like it did feel like that to me too. You know what? I just think that they played her. I feel like the matchmakers played her. I think that the people who were doing her hair played her. How did her curls not stay? But she was walking down the aisle and her hair was practically straight. They played her. You know, she deserved better. I really do think she deserved better.
I would love to put her with a 29-year-old like reformed frat boy who now has his life together, maybe is still a little bit crazy, and we'll see how it goes. That's what I would have loved to put her with. This divorced pilot, don't put her with him. No. I didn't like that. That's the only other note I had. Everyone else's first dance I thought were really cute. I thought Ryan and what's the girl's name? Clara. Really cute. I think they're going to be a slow moving couple, like romantically, but I think that will be good for something like this, because you don't romantically involved within the first 2 weeks. And then of course Vincent and Brianna, they were great. But we did see a clip of Chris, and what is her name? Do you know?
I don't know that girl's name.
I think I forgot it. Is it no, I was gonna say it's Jade, but it's definitely not Jade. I don't
know. Let me see if I can find it. What is that girl's name?
While you're looking for it, I've watched this show for a couple seasons. There have been some people who I have not liked, which is fair. This man, as soon as he opened his mouth, I said, this is not it.
For her or general?
What?
This is not it for her, or this is like, he's just not it?
Which woman he would be appropriate for in the world. Do you? Like, I don't know any woman, and I know a lot of people, I don't know who he would be appropriate for. To me, everything about him is just so inappropriate.
So her name's Paige and his name is Chris.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. In terms of, keep going, because I don't know what you're going to say. Why is he inappropriate?
He's just, the way he talks about, so he talked about his previous dating situations. That's fine. People get engaged, it doesn't work. That's fine, whatever. But I think the fact that the last one was 3 months ago is a little bit concerning.
It's sus, for sure.
And then even more sus that he met her, and then 2 months later he proposed to her, and then 2 months later it was all just a lot. Like, what's your rushing thing? Do you have this? And then he's getting married at first sight. So do you have a thing where you just need to rush into stuff? Do you dedicate time to really fall for somebody, you know, it's a lot of stuff. And is this all compensation because somebody eventually, like 5 years ago, told you weren't worth nothing, so now you're like, I have to, because that's basically what he's saying, like, oh, now people only want me for my money. Back then I didn't have any money.
Yeah.
And for his, he's saying for his good looks as well, which, you know, that's subjective. But I think, what is her name again? Can you tell me her name?
Paige.
I think she is lovely, so sweet. I feel bad because I know this is the type of situation where I don't think she's ever gonna leave him. Like, if this doesn't work, which I'm pretty sure it will not, it will be because he just decides to walk out. And that's gonna be that. I think she's gonna try her best. I actually think he's attracted to her because that's like a big, they keep talking about that.
They keep talking about that,
I think he's gonna see her and be attracted. I think she's very cute. And then she has that big butt. I think honestly, I think she's really cute. She has a nice, sweet personality. But I just don't know if anything is really enough for him, or like, because do you know how the engagement broke off? Did he say?
No, I don't think he said anything like that.
Okay, so I don't know if he's non-committal, or if things like get too serious and he's out. But I just don't.
Well, he seems like he's sex forward. So, I mean, he keeps bringing up, like, I need to be attracted to her. This won't work.
But she is sex forward as well. She was the one at the back.
She is. They both want honeymoon babies. They don't know each other, and they keep talking about these honeymoon babies, which is interesting.
That's good. I mean, that's great.
It's good for them. It's good for them if they're obviously attracted to each other. And I don't know. His little like Mike Jones vibe is throwing me off.
Oh,
you know, like back then they didn't want me. Now it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm always worried about those types of guys because I feel like they are the most insecure, but they try so hard to have, like, you know, the puffer chest type of thing. And I'm concerned about just how he will lead, I guess, them both. But I do agree with you and think that she is going to, you know, try to be the Christian wife that she wants to be and that she thinks she needs to be or wants to be, right? And stick with him even after he tells her, like, you know, the red flags, which, I mean, I guess what can you do? You're now married legally. So either
what do you think their biggest issue is going to be?
That's a really good question.
I don't know, because I really don't know the answer. I'm pretty sure it won't
work.
It's
personality. I feel like
maybe just personality, because I feel like on paper they want similar things. They both are Christian. They both want to have sex. They both
communication. I feel like he's probably not a good communicator, and she probably is. I also worry because I know couples in the past who have, you know, on paper because when you're doing the matchmaking process, it seems like people say these keywords that they think that they want, but they don't actually want it. So I told you about, like, the first season, the one said that she wanted someone who was very traditional, but really she just wanted a guy who was chivalrous. But when they put her with someone who was traditional, she was like, no, because he wants me to be at home and cook and clean, and that's not what she wanted. And I feel like with this, and even I was thinking about this with, like, Virginia and Eric too. She had to have said that she grew up conservative and she wanted a conservative guy. But then when she brought up that her sister was LGBTQ and how she wasn't that conservative, like, she's not conservative, maybe in thought and value, but how she lives her life is not. So you got to be really careful when you talk to the matchmakers, because they're going to be like, oh yeah, that will make sense. But they don't know how you live your life on the daily to actually put you with someone. And I'm concerned with this couple, with Paige, because I'm wondering if they are very as conserved, or is that the right word? No, not conserved. Reserved, I'm sorry, as they think that they want to be in the same as for, like, their spouse, if that makes sense. And I'm just a little bit worried about that.
I have so much worry, but I've never had so much worry for a couple that I don't know why I'm worried. Because as much as he's not my favorite person, he's not.
Yeah.
He has love is for everybody, so he needs somebody. And what he's listing off, to me, she really has it, and the same for her. But you're right, it might just be that once they get together, the communication or something's off. Because I honestly think that they'll be attracted to each other. I do.
You can only hope.
I think so. She's a cute girl. I mean, again, he keeps saying he's very into looks, but I don't know what his type is. So you can be into any look. Like, I don't know, maybe that's not his look, but I think she's really attractive. So I would hope that he likes that. But because remember, we had a situation like that with Mindy and that loser.
That was immediate. He was like, nope. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think he is going to be attracted to her. It's just going to be probably the communication. I'm hoping that he's not like a Michael, but that's kind of where I'm getting. I'm getting like there's going to be lies throughout. He was a real liar, but I think that like he might not be as truthful or at least forward in the truth as Paige may want in a relationship, and that might cause issues. But you're right. It's like I can't pinpoint why I don't like it, but I think I just don't like it because I think it's sus how he was just engaged 3 months ago and now he applied on the show. Which, you know what? I'm sure the application for the process for the show had to be longer than 3 months.
Probably was longer than 3 months. I would say it was probably about 3 months. He probably had one foot out the door and the other foot on the internet. It's not like a 1 week process. I don't know. I've never seen anybody who applied.
Yeah.
Imagine it's that. Because sometimes I hear for The Bachelor, like people apply and then 2 weeks later somebody calls them. So sometimes it might be fast. But even so, let's just say he did it 2 months after his broken off engagement. Still a little sus to me.
Yeah, that you would jump into something. And then you got to consider, why are you jumping into something so fast?
We need to know his sign. I would love to know what his sign is.
Oh.
He's a very, I don't know. And who knows? As a wife, I'm gonna like really love him and whatever, but him solo, like pastor, I wasn't feeling it.
You said after?
No, with the pastor when he was with his.
Oh yeah, that conversation. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right. So solo, I'm a little just skeptical. He might be a great guy. You know, I don't know the man. He might be a great guy, but I just am worried. I'm always worried about guys who were literally just on Tinder in a relationship before and their match. And, you know, I don't know what I would be doing in that situation if I was single, if I would, you know, like, would I be just going on dates until, I mean, maybe I would just continue to live my life the way I was living it. I mean, that only makes sense.
It depends on the severity. Because if I was getting married to someone like on Married at First Sight and they told me they were just on a date with somebody 2 weeks before on a first, I wouldn't care because you were on a first date or you weren't, that's whatever. But you're saying that you were just engaged 2 months ago? That's weird. Or even like the girl, I don't know her name, but she's in the other couple with the video game guy.
Haley.
Cal, yeah, she told Pastor Cal that her ex-boyfriend or whatever just hit her up and she went to dinner and then nothing's going to happen anymore. So they blocked him right there. Was that her?
Wait, this season that happened? I don't remember that.
Her or was it Claire? But I'm pretty sure it was her. Basically.
Oh, Lord.
She has an ex-boyfriend. I don't know when they broke up, but he hit her up. They went to dinner and then she said it's over now, whatever. So Pastor Cal's like, okay, well, you need to block him. So they blocked him right there. And then that was it.
Oh, this was in the casting special. That's why I don't know. I guess I gotta watch that.
I can't remember if this was. I think that might have been Clara actually, because the girl who's getting married to the video game guy was the one who
she cheated on her
a long time ago, and then he had a baby on her.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's her. I actually think that's Clara, which is that's a little. I think that was Clara. Yeah. So I think she might have some residual things going on. It's a little scary.
That makes me a little concerned then, because just watching the first real 2 episodes, I wasn't concerned, but I guess I'm really not concerned about Clara just because I feel like when she is with someone, she's focused on that person. I get that vibe from her, that she's committed to that person if she's with them.
It doesn't look like she's a wandering eye.
No, I don't get that vibe from her. So I don't know.
I'm excited for next week. We'll have 2 more weddings, and then I guess we'll probably see like the first night, and then them meeting their parents and brunch or whatever. Also, this doesn't look. I mean, I know we're in Atlanta, and I know Atlanta's sus, but like, where's COVID? Where's COVID? I don't even know. Like, COVID doesn't exist here. They're going to wherever. The only people I see in masks are the makeup people. I'm like, what? This is crazy.
Well, you got to think Atlanta in the summer, people were living. Come on. We saw people who were out in clubs.
I'm gonna say we didn't do anything, but yes.
No, we didn't do nothing, but we saw people who were out in clubs. Atlanta was acting like it was, summer 16 out here. So I mean, come on. But I did notice, just like you said, the makeup artists had masks, and they were sitting like, further away from each other. And yep, and there was less people at the wedding. So, I'll give the producers that much. But yeah, I mean, if you didn't know that COVID was happening, you wouldn't have known from watching the show for sure.
No, I mean they definitely picked the right place at the right time. Like, oh, COVID, we're down south.
Yeah. No.
We're going to Atlanta, and I would assume they still got to go to Mexico. I hope so, but I would assume that they did because summertime it was open. I think so.
Yeah, I mean it still is open now. Like places down there are open. I mean, who knows? They might end up at Nemacolin or something.
Oh my god. No, imagine
in the summer.
I wouldn't mind going there.
I mean, it's beautiful. It was probably beautiful, but it's probably just really hot and humid. But I hope they were able to go somewhere and travel.
Especially because I want to see how Virginia acts. Not just how she acts, because we know how she'll be drinking. I want to see her reaction to her husband not being like that. Because I don't think he understands right now. I think right now it's just like, oh, like everything's fun. We're smiling and making out every day. No.
Yeah. And you know what? I feel like if I were in that situation, and this could either be her personality or it could be her age. Even if I was a big drinker like that, if I saw that someone, first of all, I wouldn't have acted like that. No. If I'm meeting someone for the first time, I'm not acting up like that. But even if I wanted to act up like that, and I saw that someone was a little bit more reserved and even was like looking at me like, oh, you're drinking a lot, I would have slowed down. So it makes me think that she just isn't perceptive and maybe doesn't have like the, I don't know, what is the word? It's like, I don't think that she is as perceptive as someone should be to even be getting married in the first place, unfortunately, to understand that other people have, just like things like that they might not get. Like she just wasn't perceptive on it. And it really makes me concerned about how they're going to progress in the relationship because he might be giving her clues. His family said that he doesn't communicate. So if you're not perceptive enough to understand that someone that you're dealing with is not a good communicator and he might just do these nonverbal things, you're just going to be drinking and not understanding why he has an issue. Then you're going to be crying because you're going to be upset that he's not giving you the attention that you need, not understanding that he doesn't like it because you're not paying attention to his feelings or how he's dealing with you drinking all the time. You're just worried about, oh, I'm in love, I love it, oh, I'm having such a good time. You only pay attention to yourself. And that's what I'm worried about her. I don't see her getting other people, just very kind of self-centered.
I honestly think that's a personality trait versus an age trait. I just think some people, it's all about me and I'm not really thinking about how this action affects you, what you're thinking about it. It just seems like some people are like that. Because even at 26, you should either that or you don't, whatever.
Yeah.
So, and I think it'll be even more challenging because like you said, you might have someone like him, Eric, who might not be as verbal. So now you're giving off nonverbal cues that you don't understand because you're not perceptive at all, or you're just too drunk to even figure it out. And then you're going nowhere fast. I mean, this is going to be talk about a crash and burn.
If they stay together, which I mean, what percentage? What do you have? What you got?
12%.
12%. Why 12?
That's how I'm feeling. A little higher than 10%. I'll go 12%.
I do think he's gonna leave early and just kind of be over it.
She's gonna wake up one day. He's gonna be out of the apartment with a note. Like it's just gonna be what he's not dealing with it.
What was that guy's name last season? Who was with Olivia? Do you remember? But that's kind of how I feel too. I feel the same.
Yeah. Like, oh, was his name Henry? I think.
No, not Henry. That was Henry because Christina.
Oh yeah, Henry was with Christina. I forget.
Brett. Oh, Brett. I feel like he's gonna pull like a Brett, like just be over it and be like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. This is nuts. But who knows? Maybe he just like, even though he's not conservative, maybe he will appreciate being constantly pushed out of his comfort zone.
I think he's going to appreciate it for 2 weeks. He's going to burn out. There's no way he's going to be able to deal with
he doesn't seem like,
Plus his job, there's no way. He's not going to. And his age, I mean, he's not old, but how old is he? 34?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an adult. Like, it's just not. it's quick burnout, and you've already been divorced.
Yeah.
It's just like he's not gonna be putting up with stuff like that. So I know he doesn't want to get divorced again. So I think he is gonna put in his best effort. But once he sees that perception is off, and who knows, maybe when she's sober, the perception's pretty good. We'll see how she is sober, but I agree with you. I don't think she has very good. She doesn't have good decision.
What is that word? Yeah, just yeah.
I don't know.
And you know what? It makes me think. I wonder if the show truly. I know they have to answer a lot of questions, but do they really do like a psycho some type of analysis or like a.
And we actually could probably look this up, but I somebody told me that Amani and Woody have a YouTube channel. All these people have YouTube channels, and
Yeah.
the other one, Karen and Miles.
Yeah, they do.
Like a long first thing of like some questions that people ask. I'm sure they ask about like what do they ask you on the show? Because I would be curious what they ask. Clearly, they ask about family and values.
Yeah, like what you want, sex, like sex stuff. Yeah, I know they ask.
Communication styles. They talk about your love languages. They talk about.
Well, I'm sure they ask those questions. My thing is, do they do some type of test to make sure that you are mentally there? People can say a lot.
No.
Narcissists can say a lot.
Why would Mindy's husband be there then? So no.
Why would Michael be there? Why would Brent? Just like think like, why would Pete, I'm just.
Hello, Brandon. Why would Brandon be there?
You're right. But it's just, why wouldn't you think to do that type of thing just to make sure that people are mentally
or even worse that they do it and then they're like, oh, they're crazy, put them on
let me put them on the show.
Oh, Brandon, you're nuts, get on the show, we like it might even be that because I don't think that, obviously it's a TV show so we don't see that much. I think they put some sort of effort into doing it, so they really might do extensive tests, but I think some of the tests, the results come back like, oh, y'all are exact opposites. Get together. Let's have
let's record this. Let's get a producer in on it. Yeah, because let me tell you, there's been some bad seasons.
This one, I also think this one's going to be bad because I have one that I think is guaranteed.
So I think Claire and Ryan could work.
I think so too. I think they're great. I really have. I would say 85% chance.
85?
Yeah, I really think that I think that they are going to be a slow burn. I don't think they're going to be having sex early. I don't think they're going to be about being romantically involved. I think they're really going to get to know each other.
Yeah.
Really going to connect in that way, which I think is great. They both seem mature. They both have their lives. I think it's going to be good.
You know what? I didn't think about that because in a lot of past Married at First Sight seasons, the issue comes down to sex. People can be like best of friends, but then if they're not sexually attracted to each other, or if they don't start, just doing things romantically, but also sexually, like like Iris and Keith. I don't know if do you remember that? Okay. Like things like that, like they understood why they were together on paper, but obviously she wasn't having sex with anybody. But that does make me concerned. I completely forgot that was, a part of this process. And I'm kind of concerned about.
Of those things work and some of them don't, because Keith and Iris, clearly he left her at the end.
Yeah.
But Miles and Karen, they had big sexual issues. Remember, he left the apartment when he said that he wanted to have sex with her. She was so mad she went home. And they're still together. I mean, those two
they're different because they're definitely, I think, an anomaly in that sense, because I was not expecting that to continue. But I also think that's where having friends or talking to people who are also part of the experience is really beneficial, because I'm sure the fact that his best friend was on the experiment and Amani, I think that helped them, be able to move forward and be like, it's bigger than the show, right? But for other seasons, no, yeah.
I'm liking seeing the guys and the girls together so much. I think it's really, really good. And it only is helping better their relationship. Even if you're the relationship that's going the slowest or the worst or whatever, I think it helps you figure that out faster and easier when you see what's going on. So I like their camaraderie always. I think they do a good job with that. But in terms of like sustainability for these, I think they said this is the 13th season. What season is it?
I think it is. I think it's up there.
Okay, so I think out of 13, I think they said they've had
Like 10, like less than 10.
12 successful marriages, I think they said. Which isn't great, by the way.
It's the 12th season, by the way. It's the 12th season.
Okay. I think they've had 12 successful marriages. So you're averaging one a season. I mean, it's not
barely one a season.
Barely. And to be fair, before they used to have 4, now they moved to 5 couples. But like,
they're not really great. They're actually the worst in terms of I think I read like an article that like in terms of all like the dating shows, they're probably the worst in terms of getting making sure that couples stay together. Like even Are You the One is probably better than them, and they don't do as much testing.
Wow.
So definitely Bachelor in Paradise. I'm sure they're better than or Married at First Sight. But yeah, I don't see this. I don't see this really.
I think it'll definitely be fun, but
Yeah. Yeah, but still, I'm worried about Clara and Ryan and moving their relationship past past friends. That would make me also give them like an 85%. And who else?
Yeah, what do you think about our star couple, Vincent and Brianna? What do we?
I think I feel like I'm going to give them the same thing. I'm going to give them that 85% as well. Depending on how next week goes with Paige, I honestly could see them staying together, maybe even more than Clara and Ryan, depending on how he acts like the first couple of episodes after they meet.
Oh, okay.
Because of that Christianity seems like it's so embedded in both of their lives, and they really want to stay together and really want to have all these kids. So I could see that being kind of like the foundation as to why they, just stick together and don't feel like they will jump ship. So I don't know. I mean, if they're good next week, I could see them. I would probably say that they might stay together.
I agree.
Which is weird because I mean he is weird. That guy's a weird guy, but he's an odd guy. But we'll see. I mean, maybe he'll change our minds. That also happens.
Yeah.
Some people start acting up throughout the show, and you're like, oh no. I mean, first time I was watching Michael with what was that girl's name that we loved her?
Mika.
Yeah. I was like, oh, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. And then you just kind of went downhill. So
I'll never get over, honestly, when he told her he was a yoga teacher and she went to his yoga class and he wasn't the teacher. I just can't. That's just
like, oh, I'm a principal. I just got a new job as a principal. Wait, no, I'm a yoga teacher, right? It's like, what? Oh man.
People, I think I've watched this show probably 4 seasons or something. That was the worst. He was the worst so far. And I think Chris might outdo him, but I think he was just so bad. He was terrible.
I hope Chris doesn't outdo him.
I hope he doesn't either. I honestly think that once him and Paige get together, I will like him more. Just him as an individual, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
I just hope he's not mean to her. I don't think he will be, but I hope he doesn't have like a mean streak or like tries to push her away by doing mean things or saying mean things to her, because she seems very sweet and like she's the one I wrote down. She's the one who seems the most trusting of this process. She is she put all of her trust and everything into these experts. So, and they came up with, so,
we'll see. I hope the best. I feel like they might work out just depending on how he acts. If he doesn't push her away because he's not, sexually attracted to her anymore, or because I don't know. I really feel like that would be the only reason why he would push her away. Unless it's because he's also just insecure and he just likes to bounce around relationships, which could very much be it.
She wasn't a virgin, right?
No, she's the one who bought a whole thing of lingerie before.
I remember, but I didn't know if it was because that was her husband or because that was her.
Oh no, I mean she didn't say explicitly, but
okay, good.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well,
until next week.
Yeah. Yeah, I am definitely excited to see how that goes, for sure.
Yeah.
So, how do you want to end this right now?
Thank you all for listening to us. This was fun. And we don't know what days these are going up. Jasmine, do you know?
And no, we don't know what day.
We're going to come up with a schedule. We're going to figure it out. This is our first time. So thank you, everyone. Please subscribe and like. And you can leave comments about what you thought of the episode or what other shows you'd like us to do. We like dating shows. We like The Bachelor. Temptation Island is coming up.
Yep.
We like a lot of stuff. So leave some suggestions. You can follow us on Instagram at Girls Gab. And that's it.
Yep. That's it. Yeah. It's been real.
Bye.
Bye, guys.